Now I'll cut it out. Don't worry.
Wow.
It's gonna get deleted.
All right. So I went through chapter 1 again today to see if there was anything that I kind of skipped, and I didn't find anything that I skipped, except that there's an example there of what the servlets look like. He has that on page 24. But it's funny because servlets are only on from chapter 2 on. Okay. So don't get panicky on that one, because actually the ones that we're gonna do don't even resemble this. This page and a half looks like really hard, but we're not gonna see that. You'll see that it's very, very easy. It's plain Java. So any questions? And we also, we agree that you need to look on page, what was it? 31 of this book and page 29 of the old one, right?
One page less.
Yeah. So at the end of that chapter, there's a summary of the chapter. Then you have some chapter review questions as far as terms, and they explain about tags. Yes.
I had a question about that. On the review questions, are those going to be the ones kind of similar to the test?
Yep. Yep. And then on the next page, you have actual questions of what is this and what is that. And then you have a couple of, actually 2 tasks, no, 5, to create some sample programs. Okay. So you get that done, you'll be fine. All right, so if there's no questions, then we're going to start chapter 2 called controllers. Let's go.
Just one little thing. I created a page at home called index, but you said.
Right, index.
It does run, if I click run, and then a web page appears. I don't have to create a JSP, right? It's already automatically done, right?
Actually, when you, sorry. It creates.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And WIN, it's already created.
Right. So let's assume this guy here, remember we were playing with this yesterday, and we called it page 8. That was the name of the project that we gave it. So inside web pages, so it creates all these folders, right? So the only one that we're concerned with right now is the one that's called web pages, okay? And inside web pages, it creates automatically these guys. The web INF, the meta INF, don't be concerned with that yet. And automatically creates this one called index JSP. So every time they create a project, that project has a file called index.jsp, and that is the main page for that particular program. So on any one that you see here, if you go to web pages, it's also an index.jsp. So this one is different than this one, but they're always called the same way. Okay. And that's the very first one. On this being JSP, if you're doing like PHP, for instance, or CGI, they always call index something. So you'll see other systems that are called index period HTML, another one's called index period CGI. Okay. So just the last section of it, it tells you exactly what type of programming it is. So this class is the JSP. How about that? It's okay? All right, so any other question? No? Are we doing okay with the assignment? Has anybody studied assignment? Yeah? Oh my God. Oh. Did everybody install NetBeans with the Tomcat? No problems?
No problem.
Yeah.
Some people you don't want to look at, so I gave them that. All right, so it's due on Monday, right?
Yes.
Okay, and somehow I think my email is gonna break down tonight, I don't know.
Do you have the one I gave you on
I got about 5 programs already.
the first one you got that night?
Are you the person that sent me twice?
Yeah.
And the second one says revise? Yeah, I got both of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna start on page, so what's the markup language?
It's language is marked up.
Language,
Language for formatting,
It's got-
technique for formatting documents.
Yeah,
What it
formatting
is.
text.
Like, are we using any in this class?
HTML.
HTML is the markup language. Right. All right, so exam time, yeah.
I'm sorry. I just want to backtrack a couple minutes. You said that your email is on a break tonight because there's something due tonight?
No, do it one day.
Okay. Just want
What
to
happens is this, that in every single class, it doesn't matter what the class is, right? If the assignment is due on Monday, then everybody emails on Sunday night. Even if they have 2 weeks to do the assignment. Okay, so somehow my email just blanks out the day before. Okay. Because I tell people, don't, I always give you a lot of time, even though in this class we don't have a lot of time, but I try to. Like the exams, the review for the exam will be on a Thursday, the exam will be on a Monday. So you'll have 4 days to make sure you get it right? And also the assignments, I'm trying to do the assignments all during the last day of the week, on Thursday. And then the program will be on Monday, so you'll have the whole weekend to do it too. But don't wait till Sunday night, it's too late.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Could you go to your website for a second, because I didn't see the link to the program.
I haven't done it yet.
Program one. Oh, okay,
Yeah, I'll do it by tomorrow.
okay, so that's what's due Monday, right?
Both of them were due on Monday.
Okay,
Actually, the tutorial was due today, but it was my fault that you guys didn't show up on the first day of class, or half the class. So then I'll extend it until Monday. Okay. So we're gonna create a new one here, and let's call it project chapter 2. Is that good? So what do I do now? Somebody,
find the project.
Oops.
Go next.
go next.
Yeah.
You sure?
In Java what?
Yeah. I gotta make sure that you have Java web and web applications, right? Okay.
Whoa.
No, you moved it down.
Oh, good, somebody's paying attention.
Yeah.
So we'll go next. All right, so
Do I save it on the home drive, save it on the U drive, you said?
any place that is convenient for you, okay? Right now, I'm saving it on a subdirectory called CGS4850 samples, okay? So this I'm gonna call it chapter 2. Does that make sense? Right? And now what?
Next.
So what happened here? Oh, next, okay. And what do I do now? Yeah, I need to make sure that we're running Apache as a server, okay? There's another server that comes with it. We can't take it out because when you do the download automatically. So if by any chance you have the glass page, you need to make sure that you go back to Tomcat. Okay? And now we can go ahead and finish. And now we go back to Chapter 2, controllers, and that will be on page 35 of the new book. So we're gonna learn to do controllers in JSP, and then we're gonna do controllers using servlets. And servlets are strictly Java. Okay. So we'll probably do the controllers for JSP today because some people have to go through that, and then maybe next week we'll do it in servlets. Okay. By the way, some people ask me about the Word files. So nobody else have read the assignment yet? Wow. Okay, the assignment says to send the Word files, okay? Since we haven't talked about where the Word files are and what they are, if you find them, fine. If you don't, just go ahead and get a copy of the JSP files and zip them and send them over. Okay? So I'll tell you exactly what a Word file is. What happens is that when you run a program, let's say this one, right? This one, we just did this guy here, and this one is gonna print what? Hello World, right? Every single project begins with a hello world. So remember that my default was, remember what the default was where I was saving the data? Anybody remembers?
CGS.
Yes, right, exactly. All right, oops, wrong this class here, and it was a folder called samples, right? So this is the one that we did yesterday, remember? It was called test one. Okay, this one creates automatically a folder called dist. Okay, and inside this dist, you have the Word files. The Word files are exactly all of the programs. If you have 10 pages in there, it takes all of those 10 pages and puts it into one file called Word. Okay, so if you find the Word, just go ahead and mail it, this one. This way you have to grab one by one and zip it. Okay, so this is just like a zip file of all of the pages. Okay. Unfortunately, which I still don't understand why they did that, if you go to your directory and you find a section, a folder for the NetBeans, which is right here, right? So you go into the NetBeans and you go and look for the programs, and actually not NetBeans,
And there are
NetBeans projects. It creates automatically, okay? And you go in there and you say, oh, here are the applications that we just did. So you go into the applications, and then you look for the distribution, the folder, and it's not there. And you go crazy looking for the software, right? So actually, it doesn't create it on the NetBeans projects, it creates it under the folder that you set to save the files. So it's saving the files in two different places, okay? And the only one that is the real one actually is the one, and that's where you're gonna find your Word files. Simple?
Why does it do that?
Hmm?
Why does it do that?
Okay?
Can you
sure.
rectify that? Can you rectify that problem?
Right. Right now, if I go ahead and compile this guy, and this one was called chapter 2, and he's gonna print the stuff out. He's gonna say hello world, eventually. All right. So if we go to the samples, now we're gonna find something chapter 2, right? This is the guy that we were working on, but there's no build folder here, okay? And if we check the one that we did last night, there's a distribution folder here, but it's not here. So when does it build that? It builds it when you go to the program and you have to go to run, and then you have to tell it clean and build the project. When you do that, then it automatically creates that distribution folder plus the Word files. Okay? That's actually in chapter 2 somewhere, but for some reason he had that on assignment 1 from chapter 1. So let's go here, and here it is, chapter 2, distribution file. Right? And now there's a Word file in there. Okay, so we got the Word files out of the way. And now we got these guys. And do we have any questions on this stuff over here? Okay. The meta line, I didn't discuss it, but basically you just leave the meta line alone because I don't think this book covers the meta line. Okay, he's got like about a line and a half of what is a meta line. That's it. It says that it's used, it has a lot of parameters, and it does. You know how you get web pages on the internet that when the robots go and look to the web pages and they can take and classify your web page as a page that has this or that or the other one? That's where you put the information. You put in there meta tags that it allows the robot to say, okay, this page belongs to whatever. So that's how they classify your web pages. That's one of the main things the meta section does. Okay. But for this class, we just leave it alone. It says just to make sure that it's UTF-8. But that's the default anyway, so. Okay. I guess it's making sure that you have the latest version of the Java and also the NetBeans. Okay. The same thing happens, you'll see in a lot of places that it says to make sure that the document type is 5. This one by default is 5, even though it doesn't say that 5 in there.